I am your host, Brave. This is Supersonical, as always. And today we're taking a look at the Batman Animated Series. Kind of going to be a twofer. A threefer, actually. The Batman Animated Series Batmobile, along with Batman and Nightwing. Let's go. So this one's going to be a little bit difficult because this thing is so huge. I just want to show you the packaging that it comes in first and foremost so you can get an idea of just how big this thing is. This is the box that it comes with. I got it from, if you haven't seen my Braves vlog, the most recent one, hey, take a look at that. It aired on what should be Sunday. Yeah, so I got this thing, and I had to get a Batman. I was going to get Robin, but I got Nightwing to kind of set up with it. I'm really a fan of this line. This line has continued to impress me. It originally, when this line came out, when it originally started, it looked good, but it was crap. The quality since then has just continued to climb. This line is definitely making its mark amongst Batman collectors, Batman lovers, anyone who loved the original show. So here we are with Batman and Nightwing out of packaging, and immediately I am so pleased with these figures. Okay, so for anyone that is not familiar with this line, it is made specifically to capture the animated cartoon show that came out over a decade now ago. I was such a major fan of that show. If you've never seen that show, you gotta get your hands on it by way of DVD downloads if you need to torrent. First thing I want to point out is that this Batman, which is the second release of the Batman character, is a total redo and improvement on the original, which was this one. And if you go into my videos, I still can put a link to this review in the information or down below. You'll see my review of this figure. Some of the problems that this figure had were actually the whole line when it first came out was that there were paint application problems. You can see there on the inside, a lot of snapping parts. It was just a nightmare. They looked so awesome, but it was truly a nightmare. Once you took them out of the packaging, they were no good for anything, for anybody. So they've come a long way with that. I've done a few reviews on a few of the figures in the line since then, and these most recent releases from them have just really nailed the figures and really picked up on fixing some of those QC issues so that the figures could actually be more enjoyable. Now, something that you will have issue with no matter what is that these guys have teeny beeny little feet in most cases, because it reflects the artwork perfectly from the animation. These figures do come with stands. So this is for Robin. It comes with a little stand. With all the characters they've done, not done. They come with a turnaround on this stand, and then it has like little Batman emblem. He comes with a number of hands. Nightwing does. A little booklet on the inside which will tell you what other figures are coming in line, as well as a little stand deal here. So on the back, you can see some of the figures that were released. We're looking at them. Since this time, far more have been released. Like they've got clay faces. I mean, go on the Braves Toy Review group, and you see the links for the updates on what's coming out from this company for this line. So this is how this works. The stand is on a peg here, a peg hole there, a slide there with double pincers here, and you just insert the figure there like that, and that holds the figure up perfectly. So for display purposes, some of the other stuff that Nightwing comes with. It comes with a little Nightwing-a-rang, and I think that's a phone or comms thing or some shit. I don't know what the hell. I think it's this comms thing or for communicating with Batman, I think. I don't know. Yeah. Now, Batman himself, he comes with a stand as well. He comes with spare hands here. One hand holding the batarang thing, the grappling hook gun thing, as well as he comes with a loose grappling a batarang, and then a loose grapple gun there. It's pretty pleasing that Batman doesn't necessarily need a stand to stand up, and I think that's kind of cool. And then when you start getting into trying to get dynamic poses out of him, that's when you may want to use the stand. Let's take a look at Nightwing first and foremost. Head sculpt is fantastic. That is the cartoon. That is so the cartoon, right? Check that out. That's the cartoon. Got a little band. It's just a basic black, right? But it just captures all of the lines from the cartoon. And with the new mode, they worked it so you can get more articulation out of them. So that's just perfect. You can tell they've really been working with the line. They've really come into their own with it. He does have a swivel here. So, sadly, no thigh swivel, but you do get the kicks. And it looks kind of weird, right? But you're getting it. Now, check this out. This is a part where on the older ones, you were not going to get this kick in, this forward kick. And you don't get much of a forward kick, but you get something there, right? And that's more so because of the way it's cut. But all the lines are so sharp. And that's to just make sure that it really resembles that cartoon. And, of course, it's little teeny feet. Now, here you have Batman. This Batman, okay. When you think masterpiece line, this is what comes to mind for me. I'm a Transformer collector. I collect to card Transformer masterpieces. But I never... It never occurred to me to just that masterpiece was solely restricted to Transformers, because there are other toys, there are other things, period, that have masterpiece attached to the title, meaning this is like the best representation of the original works brought to a physical form, and that's what this is. The original Batman had so many errors, so many problems, and I'm glad to see that once they came up with these new figures later down the line, they realized how to do it and do it right and still get the look they wanted. They came and they gave us another Batman, just so they can successfully give you the figure. I mean, he's the main character in the storyline. You want a Batman that works. So, and I'm still going to be cautious, right? I don't want to break my shit. But yeah, you want a Batman that works. This Batman works. He's tight. I will advise for anyone that gets these figures, you still want to take a blow dryer to him just to loosen it up a little bit, soften it up a little bit. Paint app wise, though, he is perfect. None of the flaws that original Batman had. That cowl is dope. The chin is dope. It is so much the cartoon, right? Waist, the belt deal there, the symbol. This is sculpted and then painted. That's just perfect, man. Not much of the kicks, but if you take a blow dryer to it, loosen it up, you should get way more movement out of it. It's just a matter of loosening up. They're brand new. I mean, like I literally just got them yesterday. That's perfect. On the older ones, all of that paint would have been coming off. So they look excellent. Now let's get to what we got them for, because I got these guys for a particular reason, right? These two in particular, I got them for a particular reason. Let's bring out the big boy. Batman's down. So, excuse me, please pardon the change in venue, but this thing is so big that I had to take it off the regular review area just so I could display the whole thing. This thing is freaking huge. And the sculpt of it is amazing. I hope I can capture it the way it should be captured. Real rubber tires. Look at the scope on the inside of those tires. That's just dope. That is dope, man. The grill is extensively ill. The slide for the canopy is just dope. It seats both of your Batman figures. It is a two-seater. It's just freaking huge, the scale of this thing, man. And they're doing a Batwing as well. And that is just insane. I had to clear off... I'm going to back out a little bit. I had to clear off my display for my records, which was on top of this cabinet. And this thing is like, it takes up maybe 1/3 of the surface. It's just that big. So all of those records that were in there, all of these records, I had to get them under, I had to place them under here so that I can make space for this thing. It is just fantastically huge. Now, one of the cool things about it is you slide open the canopy by means of this slide here. And they're supersonic. Ooh, no way. So, let's get Supersonic out of there right quick. Let's give you a shot from the bottom of it. That's the bottom of it. Pretty plain, it's cool, but it's actually just like the Batmobile in the cartoon. These are real rubber tires. Here you have like a little, not so much an axle system, but you do have like a control arm system here so that the wheels do turn. And that's pretty cool. You don't get much because the wheels are so thick inside this wheel well, but that's just enough. It looks awesome. Tires are really thick. Your batteries go here. It takes 3 AA batteries. This is your button for turning on the lights. And when you turn on those lights, dun, 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 it comes alive. That really brings this thing out, man. So you get the headlights here, you get the internal cockpit lights, and then on the back, which I think is really just a star of it all, you get the lights on the wings here, and then the brake lights, and then the booster rocket light deal here. So that's just dope. And then let's go on the inside there, and you can see how that looks as well. Pardon the camera and the jiggly, but yeah, that's the inside. That's the cockpit. It's just intense. The quality that this thing is built on to properly capture the Batmobile. It's just intense, man. It is intense. Now, for the price point, I am on record as being one to kind of critique, maybe even criticize the price point for this thing, based on the fact that it costs about $100 before shipping if you get it online. I actually got it at a if you have not seen my vlog, I go in depth about how I purchased it, how much it cost me, what kind of deal I got on it. But this thing is awesome. You come back into the brave house, into the brave cave, so we can get more light on the matter. So you can see there inside of the cockpit, it does have these actual working seat belts. This is kind of an elastic with little clips. Look at these little clips. Isn't that freaking dope? And they clip in there. It's kind of a pain to get them clipped in, especially when you're doing it one-handed, because I'm holding the camera one-handed. Can I get it? There were originally some beefs about plugging these guys in and how hard it could be to get them in. I saw a number of reviewers bring that point up, but I think what they've done is, I could be wrong, but I think they made the little tab a bit longer so it's easier to get it in place. This is the gear shifter here, and it is a soft plastic. It doesn't actually shift, but the detail is so dope that the way they did it like that is pretty cool. And here again, I just want to give you another look at that dash and console here. Under the bright lights, it makes it more visible, but at the same time, it takes away from it a little bit. The steering wheel extends fully, so when you have the character in place, and it does move. That's cool. It does not move the actual wheels. That would have been really cool, but still, just the same, it's really dope. Just to give you a little more insight on the scale of this thing, we're going to try with a few different figures. Now, you saw Supersonico in the driver's seat. I firmly believe that they redid the Batman specifically to go in here. His cape is a soft rubber, so he fits in here just fine, as I understand it. You kind of got to fold the cape a little bit. I'm thinking about getting a second Batman and actually doing a cloth cape on him, because this cape kind of gets in the way just a little bit there. But he does fit in there. That cape does get in the way just a little bit. There he is. So that's Batman in there. Here is Nightwing seated as well. And Nightwing is just a little bit loose, so that you can see why you would want to use the seat belts, just to make them sit in there better. That's that. That's that. Now let's do a few more tests, because I'm into doing tests. Here is the Batman Dark Knight Returns Batman, and he's just a bit too bulky. He can fit, if it's not for the cape, he probably could fit a little bit better, but the cape just makes him... Yeah, let's do this. Put the cape over the top and see if that helps out at all. He's just a little bit too bulky to go in there, so that's not working. Here is my favorite Batman sculpt to date. Let's see how well he does inside of there. Let's go, Batman. Get your ass in there. These damn capes are in the way, so that's not working either. Let's try another 6-inch figure. Here, let's go with Son of Batman. Sons of Batman. And he does fit in there. So a 6-inch figure will fit in there just fine. It's just a matter of those Batmans having too much plastic on their cape, too much rubber cape it gets in the way. So that brings to mind this thought. This is the Mezco Batman. I've yet to do a review on this Batman. The Mezco Dark Knight Returns Batman. His cape is obviously cloth. Let's see how well he fits into the Batmobile. Because this deals with the idea of it being a bulkier character. Now, he fits in there like a glove. Hands on the steering wheel and shit. Bring that steering wheel out. And yeah, like a glove. How does it close? It's kind of a tight fit around that mask, but you know what? Let's see. Woohoo! Hot skibbly bibblets, whatever that means. So yeah, there you go. Now that's that look. Can you see that? That is that look, bruh. That is so dope. That is so dope. I am such a fan of this freaking Batmobile. I am telling you. Hotness. Get this damn Batmobile. That's all I'm saying. Get this damn Batmobile. Get it. So here are my last thoughts on this damn Batmobile. This thing is freaking epic. Could they have done some things to make it better? Yes. Could they have added sound effects? Yes. Could they have added an engine compartment, which was my idea, to make this whole thing right here flip open and have like the engine, the jet engine that's inside of here be visible with all kinds of lights? Yes, they could have did that as well. And that would have made this thing much, much, much doper and justified the price point far better. But having said that, this thing is so freaking awesome, so impressive, so dope. Supersonico approves. You know what I'm saying? That you just got to get it. You have to get it. You have to get it. This is now the favorite piece in my collection, period. Period. I don't know what I'm going to do with that Batwing when it comes out, but I'm getting that shit too. I'm all in for this motherfucking line. Every bit of this line, all this line, I'm all in for this motherfucking shit. Because this shit is fucking dope. You can put any of your motherfucking figures inside this motherfucking Batmobile and they're going to motherfucking look good. Yeah, I said motherfucking like 3 or 4 fucking times. Because this shit is just that dope. It deserves 4 motherfuckings. Look at that shit. Until next time. This is Blade. This is the Batman. This is Supersonico. Goes riding the whip. And we are out of here.